Something big is happening inside the Los Angeles Chargers. And it's not just a lineup change. Behind closed doors, moves are being made. Smart, quiet, and calculated. This isn't random. This is a strategy. A blueprint being followed step by step. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the bigger picture. 2 players, 2 career twists, and now one team pulling the strings, the Chargers. Why are they interested in failed tackles turning into dominant guards? What are Harbaugh and Ortiz really planning? Before we dive into this deep story, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and press the bell icon so you never miss any breaking updates on the Chargers. Now, let's get into the real story, the one no one else is telling. Stay focused, because this goes deeper than you think. Let's rewind and take a closer look at what's really going on. Back in 2020, Mecky Beckton was picked 11th overall by the Jets. He was expected to dominate, but injuries and poor performance nearly ended his career. Everyone counted him out. But then came the turning point. He switched positions, moved from tackle to guard. A fresh start with a new team. The Eagles took a chance on him in 2024, and he delivered. Strong, steady, and reliable. That one move saved his career. Now, Beckton is starting for the Los Angeles Chargers, and suddenly, all eyes are on another struggling talent, Evan Neal. He was the 7th overall pick in 2022 by the Giants. Big expectations, but just like Beckton, he stumbled at tackle. Now he's moving to guard. Same path, same pattern. And here's where it gets interesting. This isn't luck. This isn't a random decision. Joe Ortiz, the Chargers' new GM, is following a plan. He saw Beckton's potential long before the Eagles grabbed. Now, here's the real question. Could Evan Neal be the next piece in protecting Justin Herbert? Some say it's a gamble. Others say it's a smart move in the making. Let's break it down. The Giants are giving Neal one final chance in 2025, this time as a guard. If he performs, they'll try to trade him. If not, they'll cut him loose. Either way, the Chargers are watching closely. Why? Because there may be an opening. Zion Johnson, the Chargers' starting left guard and a former first-round pick, is heading into free agency after this season. If he doesn't re-sign or doesn't show enough this year, the left side becomes a concern. That's where Neal could come in. Picture this. Beckton locks down the right guard spot. Neal develops quietly on the left. Suddenly, Herbert has a whole new wall in front of him, and a young one at that. And this isn't just speculation. Quiet whispers around the league suggest the Chargers may be eyeing a low-risk trade, a late-round pick, maybe a 7th, for Neal. He comes in as a developmental player, cheap, young, and full of potential. No pressure, no spotlight, just time to grow. If it works, the Chargers get a high-upside lineman for next to nothing. If it doesn't, they move on with little loss. This is how smart teams operate, not by chasing stars, but by building quietly, piece by piece, with depth, vision, and patience. And if you're wondering whether this front office would actually make a move like this, just look at their track record. The signs are all there. The Chargers wanted Mecky Beckton before the Eagles grabbed him. Now, he's starting and thriving. It only took a new role, the right coaching, and a team that believed in him. That move saved his career. Now take a look at Evan Neal. The similarities? Almost identical. Change the position, change the environment, watch what happens. It worked for Beckton, and the Chargers know it. The blueprint is in place. The question is, will they move fast enough this time? But here's the twist. While Neal might be part of a long-term plan, there's another name suddenly entering the conversation, and this one could shift the entire season in one move. Joel Bitonio, a veteran, a powerhouse, one of the top guards of the past decade, and now he might be available. A recent report suggests the Browns could move Bitonio for a future 4th-round pick. That's a bargain, especially for a player who's still healthy experienced, and playing at a high level. He's 33, sure, but he's not slowing down. And with the Browns possibly heading into a soft rebuild, Bitonio no longer fits their future. He knows it. And so does the rest of the league. If there was ever a perfect fit for the Chargers, it's this. From day one, Jim Harbaugh has made his plan crystal clear. Build strength in the trenches, a dominant offensive line, a powerful run game, and full protection for Justin Herbert. Right now, we're not there yet. Beckton might hold down the right side, but Zion Johnson is still inconsistent. Bradley Bozeman was a risky addition, and the rest of the line is filled with uncertainty. The Chargers need more than chemistry. They need leadership, toughness, and reliability. Bitonio brings all three. Hope is not a strategy, especially not when your franchise quarterback is stepping into his prime. Now imagine this. Beckton locking down the right side with pure strength. Bitonio holding the left with technique and toughness. Two very different styles. One goal: protecting Justin Herbert at all costs. That's not just an upgrade. That's a message. We're serious about winning. Even better, Bitonio's contract isn't a burden. Most of the guaranteed money is already paid. He doesn't hit the cap like a rising star would, and if needed, the numbers can be adjusted. Smart teams find ways to make space for game changers like this. But Bitonio's value goes beyond the numbers. He's a veteran who trains like a rookie, competes like a pro, and commands respect in the locker room. 5 Pro Bowls. 7 seasons with 16-plus games played. No chronic injuries. When everything fell apart in Cleveland, he stood firm. That's leadership. That's reliability. That's exactly what the Chargers need. And here's what makes this move even smarter. Bitonio raises the standard for everyone around him. Young guards step up. Backups sharpen their edge. The entire offensive line levels up just by sharing the field with him. And under Harbaugh, that kind of momentum spreads like wildfire. Bitonio doesn't come to make headlines. He comes to set the tone, to become the rock in front of Herbert, so the quarterback can finally play without fear. Because here's the truth, playoff teams don't build on hope. They build with purpose, with planning, with protection. Would you trade a 2026 fourth-round pick, someone who might never make the roster, for a leader who can protect Herbert today? That's not a risk. That's a blueprint. Last season, Justin Herbert was under constant pressure, dodging defenders, improvising on the fly, doing everything he could just to survive. And still, he delivered. But how long can a quarterback keep playing hero without help? Joel Bitonio changes that equation. He gives Herbert something he's rarely had: time, room to breathe, a clean pocket. And beyond 2025, Bitonio gives this team something even more valuable: flexibility. If Zion Johnson doesn't take the next step, the Chargers won't be backed into a corner. If Bradley Bozeman doesn't hold up, they can move on without panic. Bitonio buys time, not just in the pocket, but in the front office. Draft choices become smarter. Development becomes strategic. Young players like Evan Neal can grow without being rushed. This isn't chaos, it's control. Some will say the defense needs help. More pressure off the edge, stronger linebackers, and sure, that matters. But without a reliable offensive line, nothing else works. No deep throws, no control of the clock, no rhythm on offense. And if the Chargers want to compete with teams like the Chiefs, Bengals, or Ravens, they have to own the line of scrimmage. Bitonio is how you do that. He brings grit, discipline, consistency, no flash, no noise, just pure production. He's the kind of player who makes everyone around him better, and he already fits the culture Jim Harbaugh is trying to build. It's not about headlines, it's about winning now. So here's the decision. Trade a 2026 fourth-round pick for one of the most dependable guards in the league, or keep rolling the dice with a patchwork line and prayer plays? 2 options, 2 timelines. one window. Evan Neal is the future. Bitonio is the foundation. And this could be the moment that turns the Chargers from hopeful to dangerous.